Olney Theater Center is celebrating its 75th anniversary in 2013. Located on 14 acres in the heart of the beautiful Washington, Baltimore, Frederick Triangle, within easy access of all three cities. Well, today we're talking about the musical Spring Awakening that explores the journey from adolescence to adulthood. Jason King Jones is the Director of Education, and Parker Drown plays Moritz. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Spring Awakening, oh my goodness, I can't wait to see it myself. But this is not the Spring Awakening that was on Broadway. Tell me, Parker, why is this one different?
Well, the show, it's the same show that was done on Broadway, but we have a director, a brand new cast, and so I think the tendency at a lot of theaters is to sort of recreate the same production that was done in New York, because it was a great production, right. But our director was very intent on making sure that we started fresh, and he came in with all these brand new ideas, and the cast is incredibly talented, and they really made sure that it was a way for us as actors to tell this story and really utilize the talent of all the people that they cast in this show.
And what a story. Let's talk about that, yes. What the play is all about. The first draft, or the play, was actually written in 1890 by a German guy who, I guess a lot of his fellow students were committing suicide and just a lot of things happening. Let's talk about that.
Sure. Frank Wedekind was the playwright, and it was controversial at the time, of course. This play in Germany, in what we can kind of term as a Victorian society, a very repressed society where teenagers were not allowed to talk about sex. Sex was absolutely taboo, not unlike 21st century America.
Exactly, it's reality.
Still taboo.
Yeah, and so what he was writing, I think, was in response to the fact that he was losing so many of his peers, and he saw that the problem was that parents and adults, people that all of these kids trusted, were unwilling to have open, serious discussions with them about all of the hormones, all of the urges, the sexuality that they were going through. The policy was basically, let's not talk about it, and by silence, then we will have restraint, which is absolutely the opposite of how we behave.
Exactly, and then the kids are thinking, oh, what's wrong with me? And no one is there to give them good advice except other kids their age giving them bad advice because they don't know either.
Oh, and without giving them the information, you didn't give them the power to be responsible, because they didn't know what they were doing. They didn't know how to be responsible because they just were completely unprepared for it.
Yeah. Tell me about your character, Moritz, Parker.
Moritz he's a young man. He's 16 years old, going through all of these changes. He's experiencing all these hormonal and adolescent changes in his body, and he is searching for answers as to what's going on, because, you know, back in 1890s they didn't have Google, they didn't have internet, they didn't have a way of finding it out.
How did we exist without Google?
And you know, we're lucky now to be able to find answers on our own in a easier way, but he didn't have that accessibility, and so he's struggling to figure out what's going on, and he, throughout the course of the play, takes on a lot of burdens and some abuse emotionally, physically, and we see him sort of spiral throughout the show out of control because there's no one there really to help him figure out what's going on and to give him the helping hand that he needs.
Wow. High drama.
High drama.
Yeah, no wonder it won 8 Tonys.
8 Tonys.
And the music, it's a rock musical.
It is a rock musical.
Oh my goodness, New York Times, they acclaim it as a ravishing rock musical. Wow. So you're doing everything.
Yeah, we
sing, acting, dancing.
It's a lot of fun.
It's gotta be. You were actually in 4 plays at the Olney. This is your 4th one. This is
my 4th show at Olney Theater.
So what's the most fun for you doing this?
I mean, they're all very different, but this one holds a very special place to me just because of the story and the characters and the passion that is put into it. I just think everyone really brought their A game to this one, and everyone's so invested because I think we all feel that this story is so important, and there's a lot of musicals that are a lot of fun and happy and bubblegummy, and
Yeah.
those are great and a great way to get people into the theater and experience that art. But it's a, you
This
know,
is an educational piece.
art, mimics life, and
Yeah.
this is real life stuff that we're dealing with. So.
And Jason, I've got to believe that this is a great opportunity for parents to bring their kids there if you haven't had these types of conversations.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've been working hard to create a platform for conversation, because we also know that theater shows us what we do. It doesn't tell us what we ought to do, but shows us what we actually do. And then it's our responsibility to create a platform for dialogue. So we've already hosted a Let's Talk About Sex night for parents to have tools, resources to talk to their children more responsibly about sex education, and we have a few talkbacks after the shows as well, so that audience members can give feedback, can ask questions about the production, about the content, and we as far as our educational goals are concerned, we think that this play is incredibly important because it touches on things that would often be in silence if we don't know how to handle it responsibly as the adults.
Good job. Congratulations, both of you. I can't wait to see it. Olney Theater, it's the 75th anniversary,
Yes,
so
it is.
this is a great time to go out and see a good play and support it. Thank you so much. Have a great morning.
Thank you. You too.
And we'll have more Let's Talk Live coming up right after this.